Wait, stop. Don't book that train ticket. You could be saving 30% off of all the train tickets you're booking right now while you're traveling through the UK with this simple app and tip that you may be missing out on. So stay along, watch this video, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to be able to travel easily on trains throughout England and throughout Europe in general. Let's get right into it. When it comes to traveling on trains in Europe and in England, the one thing that many people don't know is where to book train tickets. So when it comes to booking airline tickets, many people know to use apps like Skyscanner or Google Flights, but when it comes to trains, what do you use? Many people either just look up directly like a train ticket from here to here, or they show up at the station and try and buy a ticket there. They might use the machines or talk to someone working there. But the easiest way to book the train tickets anywhere in Europe, including in England, is through the app Trainline, which I'll have linked in the description below. This app is super nice because it allows you to just put in the destination and find the best and cheapest train tickets from wherever you're trying to go from to wherever you're trying to arrive to. It works similarly to how the flight searching apps work, where it shows you the different prices based on when you'll be traveling, where you're traveling to, and also like the class you're sitting in, whether it be like the economy or higher class trains, like first class trains. So you could look at all the different prices to see what you want to spend. Trainline also can hold your tickets right in the app. Some tickets do need to be printed out in England, and you could even bring the Trainline app to a machine where you just scan the QR code and get the ticket printed out. Or sometimes you could use the Trainline app directly just to store the QR code in there. But even in other countries, I found most of the time just the QR code on the app was good enough to show the person on the train that you had a ticket for that train. But before you actually book the ticket, especially if you're traveling around in the UK, take a look at some of the discount options you have in Trainline. One of those options is to apply a rail card, and using a rail card will allow you to get a certain percentage of discount off of all the train travel you do within the UK. So there are a few different rail cards that you could get. One of those being the 16 to 25 rail card. There's also one for 16 and 17 year olds, and even I believe there's one to 26 to 30. So take a look into those. I'll link down below where you could take a look at the different rail cards that are available. But signing up for one of these costs around £30, but they save you 30% on all train tickets you buy. So therefore, if you're traveling on the train a lot, £30 is going to save you a lot of money in the long term, because that could be the discount of just one really long trip. There are some trains that cost like around £100, so you're trying to get all the way across England from maybe London all the way to in the north to get to Edinburgh in Scotland or something like that. These train tickets can cost a lot more, so having that 30% off, and I believe it lasts around a year, is going to be really helpful for you to save money when traveling on trains. Now, while this video is mostly about traveling around in the UK on trains, you can also get to other countries in Europe from the UK, or even just around Europe as well. And that is why I recommend, if you're going to be traveling to the UK or Europe in general for an extended period of time, purchasing a rail pass. So what a rail pass is there's a bunch of different options of the different rail passes, but you can choose for how long you'll be staying or for how many days you'll want to travel given a certain time period, and you will not have to pay any or very little amount of the ticket cost when traveling on those trains just by using your rail pass. So it's basically a pay once fee, and then it covers almost all trains. There are some that are excluded, such as the Eurostar to get from England to France. However, there are often discounts if the ticket is not already completely free. So the Eurail Pass, taking a look here, these are some of the different options. There are ones such as getting 3 days out of a 15-day period. So 3 days you'd be able to take trains for free, but the rest, within that 15-day period, you would have to pay. So that's why if you're staying for a longer time, whether you're just traveling for a little bit longer, or you're doing something like a study abroad in one of these countries, I definitely recommend getting something like the 3-month continuous pass, because the continuous pass is, though it's the most expensive, it really does save you unbelievable amounts of money if you actually use it. So, for example, if you're to buy the 3-month pass, which costs right now around $650, it does say it's on sale. It might go back up to around $800. When I purchased mine, I paid around $770. So, given that, if you were to travel, say, from England to, you want to get to Berlin, if you wanted to buy that ticket specifically, that ticket is already going to cost a minimum of $350. So that's for one train trip, or even I paid $150 to get from London to Scotland, like my previous example. So if you were to buy this pass instead, throughout this entire 3 months, however many trains you take, you can just pay nothing or a small fee depending on what train you're taking. But that just shows how quickly and how easily you can make up the money you spent on the pass if you just take a few trains. That's one of the great things about the UK and about Europe in general, is that trains could get you everywhere. You could get from the largest cities to the smallest towns just by taking a train. Maybe you'll have to take a bus at some point to get to a really specific area. But trains, if you take a look at the map of Europe, you'll see that trains are everywhere. And that's why signing up for this pass will save you so much money in the long term, especially if you're taking a longer extended stay in Europe in general. I hope this video helped to clarify the difference between a rail card, a rail pass, and where to look for train tickets. If this video did help you, I definitely recommend getting subscribed, because I'm going to have more videos like in this future that will help you to save money while traveling, and even some specific videos on different destinations. If this video helped you out, also, I would love if you leave a comment telling me how you use the apps. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great time traveling. Thanks so much. Bye.